All right, so we have the, as I like to call him, the 5'8" David the Gnome clone, minus the nice red hat that the guy had, that David the Gnome had, and we've got Rick Joyner, and he's the leader of the Pass the Salt Ministries. Or no, wait, that's Dave Dobbenmeyer. My bad, I'm completely talking out of my ass right now. But Rick Joyner wants to talk to us about Christian prophets, and he's going to say some really incredulous shit, as if he wouldn't say anything else. All right, here we go.
There were Old Covenant prophets who knew what even the enemies of Israel, what they were saying in their bedrooms. Couldn't hide anything from these prophets. We're in desperate need of such prophets, right?
Citation needed. Oh wait, no, it's your own comic book. That's right. You can know what the other person's saying just by looking at the panel above you. That's what it is.
In the world. There were prophets that were shocked when anything happened that they didn't foresee. We need to get there. Where we start, we should be able to put newspapers out a week before the date.
What?
Okay, well, he's not technically wrong. For the most part, you should be able to look a week ahead of time and be like, this is probably what's going to happen this week. You know, it should be something that where you can be like, everything is normal. Everything is awesome. Weather's going to be 72 and cloudy. You know, that kind of thing where you should be able to forecast, everyday goings on in your world. But the thing is, we're not that boring. The world is not that vanilla. You know, there are terrorists out there. There's wonderful protests going on by people. There's horrible Christians that are molesting people left and right. I mean, you should be able to see a week ahead of time, but the problem is we're humans and we're messy. And you're not going to be able to call all this shit in advance, I don't think. But he thinks we should get there. But I don't. Why? Why would that be an okay thing to do? I mean, it's turning into like Philip K. Dick's like pre-crime department kind of shit where he's like, we should be able to read the thoughts of everybody before it happens. It's like, no. Because if thought crime becomes the thing, I'm fucked. It's so hard to understand.
I don't even have words right now. Like, I'm just sitting here going, what?
The fuck
how is this a thing?
All right, what else does he got to say?
And then go for longer, including sports. You don't need to watch the Super Bowl. I'm going to tell you what's going to happen.
I remember somebody did that last year, and oh God, was it hilarious. So they're like, oh yeah, this team's going to win by like 35 points. And maybe it wasn't last year. I think it was the year before. And it turned out to be a complete opposite. And everybody was really shocked by it. And I was like, oh, you prophets of God got that one right, did you? And I'm not a footballs kind of person, but it's just like, don't call sports games with your Jesus powers, because it just makes you look even more stupid. Keep it in the realm of like Ouija, where you can, make shit up and be somewhat right about it in the after tense, like with your Bible and everything. Don't try to say Steelers by 5, or however the fuck score works. I don't know.
And it's like of all the things, sports, like that's what Jesus cares about. Like I have a hard time picturing him going, what? World hunger? Oh no, hold on. The kicker from the Steelers is praying a little bit harder than the one on the other team.
Can't possibly have that. Nope. That is not something that we should have. All right, Rick, what else you got for us? Oh my God.
Now we had, a foretaste of that. When Bob Jones got that word about Atlanta Braves winning the World Series that year, he called it the World Serious. And he had a whole revelation about what it would mean. Now, Bob got that word during spring training when nobody was thinking the Braves.
Maybe Bob just liked the Braves. Maybe that's the case, Maybe Cubs fans every year are like, oh, this is our year. This is our year. This is our year. And they finally got it right once in like 130 years or some shit like that. It's called sports bandwagoning. It's like, I support this team, and we're going to go all the way. Go Piggers. And
how about that local sports team?
And they finally win, and you're like, see, I knew it was going to happen. It has fuck all to do with God. And also, why take that away from the athletes? Fuck you guys, man. Oh wait, no, God gave him the ability to do that.
Going to do it. But then we were having a conference when the World Series was going on, and Bob and I both got some of the scores of the games before the games were played.
That's not very hard to do with baseball.
Yeah, there's pretty good odds, that the numbers are going to be within a certain level. There's very few outlier games.
Yeah, you're not exactly going to get like 32-3 in the World Series. That kind of shit just doesn't happen. God damn it, Rick. I feel dumber every time I watch one of his videos because he was onto something there for a minute and then he takes this hard left into fucking sports talk. And it's like, why are you talking sports? Nobody cares, Rick. Nobody cares. Why don't you talk about Jesus some more? That's what you seem to be good at.
Galaxy.